JP Morgan delivered their numbers. They wanted to say that they beat those estimates, but when you really drill down into it, it was all based on a one-time only accounting trick. I'm here with Ken Polcari from iCap Equities. So Ken, you know, we had a very disappointing results out of Alcoa, and now we got JP Morgan that not only gave us bad, poor results across all business lines almost, and they're going to start to lay off. You know, we're not getting a good kickoff on earnings season here.
No, we're not. And I don't necessarily think that anybody should be really surprised because we've been talking about this, pre-coming into the earnings for the last couple of weeks. There's been a lot of concern. We saw how the numbers were getting adjusted down by analysts across the board in different industry groups. Certainly the financials, we've been talking about that. We know the financial industry is going through this difficult time. We know that they're going to start to lay off. But JP Morgan being kind of a bellwether name, the first one out there to report, certainly is not a good number, even though they tried to prepare people for a fairly negative number. The top line, when you first look at it this morning, they beat it by 10 cents, but when you really look at it, it's much more accounting gimmickry. And I think people are onto that. And so we'll continue to see this churning in the market until we get more clarity, certainly out of Europe still, and as we move through the earnings season.
All right, hopefully after the close, we've got Google reporting their earnings. That seems to be the one shining area in our economy, which is any tech, social media type of company. They're the only ones hiring.
Right, and that seems to be the case. And I think people, once again, are though prepared for a number for Google to come out, an earnings number for Google to come out and be good. But when you really look at the broader economy, and that's what people are going to really have to start to look at, because the economy doesn't run on Google, and it doesn't run just on Apple. You've got to look at the broad economy, and so far as it is, we're not getting a good start to the earnings season. And even in Europe this morning, they had some disappointing numbers in the earnings season starting over there too. So it's that global kind of slowdown story that's still permeating the markets.
All right, well, with that global slowdown story, it's going to continue to keep this market bumping up against that resistance. It's going to be hard to push forward through that. This is Ken Polcari from iCap Equities.